Today I'm making cupcakes, everybody's favorite, but it's a little bit of a twist on a cupcake because it's a cappuccino cupcake, which I think is just a little bit more sophisticated than your average cupcake. To start off with, you want to whisk 3 cups of cake flour, and then to that add 1 tablespoon of baking powder and a half a teaspoon of fine salt. If you're using coarse, you can use a teaspoon. Whisk your dry ingredients together. And then over here in my mixer, I have 2 sticks of unsalted butter that's room temperature and 1 3/4 cups of sugar. You want to beat those until they're light and fluffy, or cream them. I always get so excited when my butter's actually room temperature. It really doesn't take very long to cream. And then you can add your eggs one at a time. I have 4 large eggs and 2 large yolks here. I've told you this before, but if you crack them into a glass measuring cup, they'll drop out of the measuring cup one at a time. So you can crack them all ahead of time. Last egg, and then a tablespoon of vanilla. This is a really big recipe. It makes 24 cupcakes, so it's a lot of ingredients. Scrape down the bowl one more time before you start adding your dry ingredients. What you want to do is add your dry ingredients alternating with your wet ingredients. It's 1 1/2 cups of buttermilk, so add your dry first. The mixture is going to look a little bit broken right now. That's okay. Once you add your dry ingredients, it will all come back together. It all works out in the end. So you add about 1/3 of the flour, half the buttermilk, 1/3 of the flour, half the buttermilk, and so on. This is a great basic cupcake batter, and you could bake them off just like this if you wanted a vanilla cupcake. We also have some other variations on this batter on our website, marthastewart.com. After I add the flour, I will add the flavoring. It's 3 tablespoons of instant espresso powder. Add 2 teaspoons of hot water to dissolve it. You can stir it around, and then it's going to go right into the batter. And then you also add 5 ounces of chopped bittersweet or semi-sweet chocolate. You could also use chocolate chips. Beat to combine. This recipe, like I said, it makes 24. Doesn't that look good? You want to fill your cupcake liners about 2/3 full with batter, and have your oven preheating to 350 degrees. Get your cupcakes into the oven and bake them until the top springs back or a cake tester inserted in the center comes out clean, about 20 minutes. When they're cool, you get to make a frosting. And today I'm making, it's like a 7-minute frosting. It's basically just a meringue. Combine 5 large egg whites with 1 1/3 cups of sugar. And you want to do that in a heat-proof bowl set over simmering water. Don't let the bottom of the bowl touch the water. And you whisk and whisk and whisk until the sugar dissolves and the mixture is warm to the touch. That can take like 3 minutes or less. Also add a half a teaspoon of cream of tartar and then just whisk it. The cream of tartar will make your meringue nice and strong. The only real way to tell if the sugar is dissolved is to put your finger in there, which makes it so that your finger is really sticky, but it's really the only way that you can tell. Okay. I think we're good. Get this out of the way. And then put it onto your mixer. You can do this with a hand mixer as well. Now you just beat this until stiff, glossy peaks form. Depending on the strength of your mixer, this can take 3 to 5 to even 8 minutes. This is looking nice and thick. Let's see. Is it done? Look at that. I'm going to pipe the frosting on. You could spoon it on or whatever you want, but I like the way that it looks if you pipe it on. So I have a pastry bag with, I would say this is about a 3/4 inch tip, and I've put it into a quart container and then folded the edges down. That makes it easier to get the frosting into the bag. Keeps the edges of the bag clean. It's so fluffy. It's ridiculous. Now what you do is you fold the edges up, and theoretically, they'll stay clean. Squish all the frosting down. And then you just pipe your frosting on. You could use whipped cream here too, if you prefer. I actually find that sometimes meringue's a little bit too sweet, and whipped cream is a really great option. Of course, it is a lot more fattening. Final touch, a little grating of chocolate on the top. You could dust with a little cocoa powder too if you wanted, instead, or a tiny pinch of espresso powder would work. That's it. They're really cute, kind of sophisticated, like I said. And I don't know if they're really delicious. I'm gonna have to tell you. Oh yeah, so good.